What's going on, everyone? I appreciate y'all checking out this Fallout 76 video. In this one, I'm going to be going over 20 essential tips I feel is important to know in the game. Since there is a lot of new players about to be getting into Fallout 76, and a lot of players will be just now returning since the Wastelanders DLC is about to release, I thought I'd make this useful tip video to hopefully help players out. These tips can be extremely useful for new and veteran players. So that means even if you've been playing since the beginning, my goal out of this tip video is to hopefully show you something new and useful. And by the way, if you do know someone new that will be just starting this game or returning to it, I highly recommend possibly sharing this video with them in some kind of way so they can learn about these very useful tips. Also, if you find this enjoyable, it would be greatly appreciated if you could take a little bit of your time and leave a like on it so these tips can get more passed around the Fallout 76 community so more players can learn about these. And hey, might as well throw this out there. If you're new around here, consider giving my channel a chance by sticking around and subscribing for tons more Fallout 76 content. As always though, all of that is totally up to you. Just leaving a friendly reminder here for you all in the beginning. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into these 20 essential tips. We got a lot to cover in this. Alrighty, so to kickstart this tip video, the first tip that I have for y'all is to invest in the perk card called Woodchucker, which is located in the luck category. As you can see, this perk card makes it so you collect twice as much when harvesting wood. Definitely an essential perk card to invest in. Wish I would have known this in the very beginning because I would have been spending less time gathering wood. Anyway, so yeah, this is actually leading me to my next couple tips. I'm going to be showing you all where the best locations are to find wood scraps at. Wood is extremely essential in Fallout 76. It's used for camp building and cooking. It's definitely something that you're going to want to know where to get. It's all over, but I'm going to be showing you two spots where you can find loads of them at. First one will be located over here at Helvetia. It's right here on the map. It's a pretty easy early location to find right at the start. Once you get over here, you can find some random fallen trees around in the woods and off to the side of the road to harvest for wood. But the main bulk to find wood scraps over at this location will be located right behind this restaurant here. As you can see, you can find tons of wood stacked up right behind this restaurant. I'll go ahead and show you how much I get after harvesting all of these wood piles. Okay, so yeah, I think I got them all. Let's see what I got with having this Woodchucker perk card on. 212 wood scraps just from these wood piles right here. And once again, you can find some random logs as well laying around. Like for instance, right over here. Not too far from the wood pile. Just have to search around for them. Okay, just something extra real quick that I wanted to add here, just to blow some of your guys' mind with the attention to detail Bethesda did for this game. Check this out. As you can see, the wood pile is here in the game, but it's also here in real life. This is in Helvetia in West Virginia. I recently took a trip out there. I do plan on making a comparison video over Helvetia in Fallout 76 compared to real life. And let's just say it is highly identical. Bethesda did a very good job implementing it into this game. But anyways, the next location to find tons of wood scraps at will be located right over here at Sylvie and Sons logging camp. This will be officially the third tip that I'm going to be showing y'all within this video. There is way more wood scraps over here than there is Helvetia. I just decided to show that location just because it's a pretty early location that you can find within the game at the start for beginner players. So anyways, when you get over to this location, you just want to head up on into the camp area and you can find just tons of wood scraps. Be warned though, there is some enemies that will be here. They can be kind of a pest. Nothing too difficult though, as you can see. I just got a couple rats. But yeah, anyways, you can find some wood scraps off to the side of the camp to start this off. As you can see, oh, can't loot that. Right here, you can find some just around the camp. Also, you can find some on the back of this truck. As you can see, I'll go ahead and show you the total number that I get once I gather up all the wood piles around here. There's also tons of wood piles on the side of this tent. And just look at all these. Tons. Once you harvest those, you can find some more wood piles within this tent here as well. And on the other side of this tent too. Once again, loads. But let me go ahead and show you all how much I got just from looting all of these wood piles around this tent and on the back of this truck and a few on the outside. Bam! 360 right there. That's not including what I just harvested at Helvetia. I actually left my bag right back here. So I just got a total of 604 wood scraps just from these two locations. definitely a hot spot to be checking out if you are wanting wood. Like I mentioned, wood scraps are pretty essential within Fallout 76. It's definitely good to know where you can find them at. Okay, so fourth up here, I'm going to be showing you all how to get steel the fastest in Fallout 76. And it's just simply taking out enemies and scrapping their weapons. One location for a hotspot with enemies will be located over here at the Blackwater Mine, right next to the White Springs Resort. When you get over here, you're going to find quite a bit of glowing mole miners that you could take out. And I'll go ahead and show you how much steel I get from taking out just the glowing mole miners outside. As you can see, you just want to take their weapons that they have. Also, you could take this stuff too. Why not? It's just some extra junk and a bit of extra steel too. But yeah, the main bulk of steel will be coming from their weapons. Okay, so once you take out all of the enemies and gather what you can to scrap, you just simply want to go right in here, and there's a weapons workbench right outside of the mine here. Oh, and by the way, for the fifth tip here, before I go ahead and scrap what I found, you want to make sure you have the Scrapper perk card. This is an essential perk card to get the most bang for your buck when you are scrapping stuff. It's located in the intelligence category. As you can see, it just takes 1 star to max it out. And this perk card states that you obtain more components when you scrap weapons and armor. So that's why it's extremely important to be gathering up the weapons and whatnot from the enemies. Definitely be sure to have this perk card equipped before you go ahead and scrap everything. But yeah, check this out. I'll go ahead and scrap what I got just from the outside here. Okay, so their breathers give aluminum and rubber, and their filters give copper, rubber, and steel. Their miner suits give black titanium, gears, and steel, and they also have mole rat teeth, which gives us bone. But yeah, here's what all I got from just the outside. Got 88 steel, 15 wood, 5 rubber, 2 leather, 3 gears, 2 copper, 4 bone shards, 3 black titanium scrap, and 2 aluminum. That's not even counting the inside, which there's just loads more glowing mole miners inside this mine, which the entrance is right over here. And real quick, just an extra tip here. I'm not going to count this toward the list since I am at the same location. But for those of you that are familiar with the Uranium Fever event, which is a pretty common event within Fallout 76, you're going to be taking out a bunch of glowing mole miners around in this vicinity, and you have to protect these from getting destroyed. But yeah, once you take out all the glowing mole miners, be sure to be collecting their weapons and whatnot, because right down here in the entrance to this place, there's another workbench that you can use to scrap all the weapons that you acquire from the mole miners, which once again can add up to quite a bit of scrap for you. Just wanted to throw that out there for y'all. Anyways, let's go ahead and get on to the next one. Okay, so for the 6th tip, I'm going to be showing you all the best location to find the most amount of lead at in the game, and that is right over here at the Lucky Hole Mine. There is tons of lead veins down in this mine. Okay, so just to show you all proof, I don't have any lead ore on me whatsoever, which by the way, lead is used to make ammunition. As you can see, I have no lead ore on me. So I'm going to be showing you all how much I gather down in here overall. And by the way, where you find the lead ore at is on the side of walls in this mine and in these mining carts too, sometimes. As you can see, here's some in this cart. Oh, well, that's a crystal vein. Oh, you do find a bunch of crystal ore as well down in here. Ha! Here's a lead vein. Bam. Definitely be sure to be checking in these dead end areas. These areas seem to be most infested with lead veins. Now, I'm not going to show you exactly where everything is down in here because this is a pretty large mine. I'm just shooting you in the direction of where you can find the most lead at. This is the most infested area to find lead veins to get lead ore to make ammunition. This is an extremely useful tip that I wish I knew when I was first starting, because then I wouldn't have ran out of ammo so much, nor would I had to have bought any ammo either, because I would have been just stocked up from farming all of this all the time. Oh, and by the way, I guess I should throw this out to y'all, just in case some of you don't know about this. Once you get to this area within the mine, and you've harvested all of the lead ore that you can find, go through this tunnel system here, and harvest all the lead ore that you find on the side of the walls this way, and then come back through this tunnel system once you got all that lead ore. And there's actually a secret passage here, as you can see on our right, before we go through this tunnel here. Yeah, there's plenty of lead ore through this tunnel too that you can harvest, so keep that in mind. It's an easy passageway to pass up. And like I mentioned before, I'm not going to completely hold your hand going through here showing you where every single lead vein is at. Just keep in mind that the Lucky Hole Mine location is the most infested area to find lead at. You'll get more familiar where all the veins are at the more you farm this location, of course. Anyways, as you can see, I got 264 lead ore from this one run down here and 70 raw crystal. And I'm pretty sure you can get more than what I'm showing you here. This is just the gist of what you can acquire down here. It's a pretty insane farm to keep in mind. This is actually one of the advanced tips that I'm adding in this video. Alright, so for the 7th tip is a pretty important one, especially if you're trying to farm the lead ore here, is to be sure to be wearing Excavator power armor, which I have a link down below in the description to a video of showing how to get this specific power armor if you don't know how. I don't feel like explaining that in this video because I don't want to drag this on too long. But yeah, the reason why you want to wear Excavator power armor is because when you go to harvest a lead vein, you actually get more from the lead vein within the power armor. As you can see right there, I just got a few lead ore, but check this out when I go to actually harvest a lead vein within the power armor. Boom, 4 just from harvesting it there once. And then boom, another 4. I think I got 4 or 5 from just harvesting regularly without the power armor. So it's definitely important to be wearing the Excavator power armor when you are farming ore. Okay, so for the 8th tip here, I'm going to be showing y'all one of the best locations to get plastic at, which is another essential resource within Fallout 76. But yeah, one of the best locations is located right over here at Morgantown at the Morgantown High School. As you can see, I'm right in front of it right now on the map. The reason why I'm showing this location is because this is an easy early area to get to if you are a beginner player. As you can see, the entrance to the high school is right here. Once inside, you just want to gather these plastic pumpkins that you'll find around the building. As you can see, I just found 2 right there off the start. There's a 3rd one. They're just located all around inside this building. Also, be wary, there are some enemies inside here too. Nothing too powerful, because after all, this is one of the beginner locations. Still, nonetheless, a great farming spot for plastic. As you see, here's some more plastic pumpkins. Look at all these. Yeah, you can just find all kinds of goodies in here to stock up on scrap, especially here in the cafeteria. You can find plenty of plastic plates, spoons, and forks, not to mention knives within this area of the high school. And especially don't forget to check out the gymnasium while you're looting through here as well. There is tons of plastic material within the gymnasium too. I mean, just look at all these plastic plates right here stacked on one another. You can also find plenty of plastic pumpkins in this area too. Not to mention, you can find plenty of materials in here that you can scrap for rubber as well, such as all these golf balls. Okay, so from that one run at Morgantown High School, let's see what all I got. Okay, so as you can see, I got 92 plastic, which was the material that I was looking for within the high school. There is plenty of other materials that you can find within the place, such as those golf balls that I was mentioning, but I didn't pick all of those up. I only picked up like 2. But yeah, keep that in mind. You can get even more junk scrap than what I'm showing you here. My main goal was just to show you that it is loaded with plastic. Okay, so for the 9th tip here, I'm going to be showing you one of the best ways to farm acid at, which is located right up here at this workshop. As you can see, it's called Hemlock Holes Maintenance. It's right next to the Hemlock Holes location. The reason why I'm showing this one is because, once again, this is an easy early area that you can get to in the game if you are a beginner player. And as you can see, at this workshop, there are 3 acid spots that we can take over to accumulate acid over time when just casually playing the game. So yeah, you just want to claim this workshop. Keep in mind, when you do claim workshops, this can initiate you into PvP. So that is the downfall over this, but if you have a private server, this should be no problem to farm the acid. But if you aren't in a private server, you could possibly be facing some other players that are wanting this workshop. Just depends on the player, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, here's one spot that you can place an acid extractor at. Bam. And here are the other 2. So just go to your resources and place the extractors here. Then once you got them all hooked up, you simply want to get power to them however you want to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and set up a fusion generator on top of this and then connect my wiring to each extractor to get them running. Wire is too long. Oh heck no. So if that happens to you, just place a power connector somewhere And that's how you can go about doing that. And the good thing about claiming workshops, it won't take away your camp that you've already built. There are places on the map that you can find acid spots at, that you can build your camp around and have an acid extractor there. Okay, got all the extractors running. And over time, these will give us acid. Of course, there will be sometimes enemies that will attack here, but you're typically notified in the top right. As you can see at the moment, I have to defend Hemlock Hole's maintenance. Alrighty, so anyways, for the 10th tip here, I'm going to be showing you all one of the best locations to go to farm cloth, and that will be located right over here at the New Appalachian Central Train Yard. It's a little above White Springs Resort. Anyways, once you get over here, you just want to head over in this train wreckage, and this destroyed building over here has 3 different safes that you can loot, and all of the safes will contain pre-war money, which you can scrap pre-war money for cloth. I'll go ahead and get back to y'all when I loot every single safe in here and show you all the pre-war money that I get. Okay, so within here I found 42 pre-war money. Also, by the way, just throwing this out there real quick, you find a pretty rare mask inside this safe here. As you can see, it's called a Fosnot Man mask. Looks pretty eerie. Anyways, from these 3 safes that you can find in this room, you can also go over here, up in this building, you can find another safe, which will give you quite a bit more pre-war money that you can scrap for cloth. So I got a total of 53 pre-war money from that run, which adds up to 53 cloth. Anyways, next up here for the 11th tip I have for y'all is to invest into the Ammo Smith perk card, which is located in the agility category. And for the 12th tip I have for y'all is to invest into Super Duper, which is located in the luck category. As you can see, what Super Duper does is when you craft anything, there's a 30% chance you'll get double results, which definitely doesn't hurt. And what the Ammo Smith perk card does, it makes it so you produce 80% more rounds when crafting ammunition. Definitely crucial perk cards to be investing in when you are making ammo. Alrighty, so anyways, now since you guys know the essentials on where to get most of the resources at in the game, I'm gonna go ahead and show you all for the 13th tip on how to make gunpowder. You just want to head on over to a chemistry station and go under the ammo category, and as you can see, you can make 15 gunpowder for 3 acid and 5 cloth. I've already showed you how to get cloth and acid, and I also showed you about the Super Duper perk card that I just mentioned, which you want to be sure you have that equipped when you go to make these, because you can have a chance at getting 30 for 3 acid and 5 cloth. So yeah, now let's go ahead and make some gunpowder, and up next, since we got the gunpowder made, let's go ahead and craft some ammunition. Which, in order to craft ammunition, which this will be the 14th tip, you want to head on over to a Tinker's Workbench. Once again, be sure to have the Super Duper perk card on and the Ammo Smith perk card on, because that's going to make it so you make more ammunition at once. I'm going to go ahead and make 45 rounds since I rock a fixer. As you see, it's going to cost lead, steel, and gunpowder, which I showed you how to get all of this in this one video. Pretty insane. By the way, what I didn't mention, which will be the 15th tip in this video, how to make your lead ore into lead, which in order to do that, as you see, the Super Duper perk card actually worked with some of that ammunition I just made. But anyways, how you do that is, once again, go up to a chemistry station and go down to smelting. As you can see, you can make 5 lead scrap for 1 acid and 2 lead ore. Once again, I've already showed you how to get acid, and I also showed you a very efficient way to get lead ore. So yeah, bam! There you have it, everyone. That's how you do that. That's 15 tips so far. Sheesh, they're getting a little bit faster, I know. The 16th tip I have for you all that I wish I knew from the beginning is playing instruments. If you play an instrument for a certain amount of time, you actually get well tuned. Bam! As you can see, I feel well tuned now. And what this does is, I'll go ahead and show you. If I go ahead and head on over to stats and check out effect, this makes it so I have plus 25 action point regeneration for an hour. Definitely something to take advantage of, because it's really simple too. Anyways, next up here for the 17th tip is just simply sleeping in your bed. If you sleep in your bed long enough and make your character well rested, you actually get bonus experience. Boom. I officially feel well rested. And check this out. When I go over to my stats category once again in my Pip-Boy, as you see, it gives me plus 5% experience for 2 hours. definitely something once again to take advantage of. Anyways, for the 18th tip that I wish I knew from the start, will be located right over here at the White Springs Resort. It's right by the White Springs Golf Club. I'm right by it on the map. And over here, you can find this gazebo. And underneath this, you can find this special sulfur water fountain. And when you drink out of it, you actually cure any of your diseases that you have. And currently, I have the disease dysentery. And I can get rid of this just by drinking out of this water fountain. Check this out. Bam! I recovered from it now. Pretty beneficial. It can cure any of your diseases. Unfortunately, however, when you go to collect water from this water fountain, you don't get sulfur water. You just get regular old dirty water. That's the unfortunate part. Anyway, speaking of getting rid of your diseases, this 19th tip that I'm going to be going over is something so you don't get rid of your mutations. A lot of players use mutations, especially myself, because they are pretty beneficial in the game. As you can see, I have Adrenal Reaction, Chameleon, Marsupial, and Talons. And how I'm able to not get rid of any of these mutations, which by the way, you get from just getting radiated every now and then, or you can drink mutation serums to specifically get a mutation that you're looking for. But in order to not get rid of these ever when you take Radaway, like look, check this out. I'll go ahead and use a Radaway. As some of you may know, this would typically get rid of your mutations, but yeah, as you can see, they are all still there. And the reason why this is because I have Starch Genes equipped, which is a luck perk card. What this does is makes it so you will never mutate from rads, and Radaway will never cure mutations. So if you don't technically want mutations ever, this is a perk card to use, which I know some players out there just want to play regularly instead of being mutated, or if you just want to keep the mutations that you have, this is the perk card to use. All in all, an essential perk card to check out. Okay, so for the last and final tip that I'm going to be adding into this video is to be sure to be scrapping your legendaries to the legendary exchange machine, which you can find at all train stations. So any of the train station locations that you'll find around the map, and there are plenty of train station locations. So yeah, as you can see, at the moment I don't have anything that I really want to get rid of, but if you have a 3-star legendary weapon, you can exchange it for 40 script, and then if you have a 3-star legendary armor, you can exchange that for 24. And there are plenty of legendary pieces that you're going to be getting that you're not going to want. So be sure to be using this exchange machine. And you can use this script with the Purveyor, which this is the Purveyor. So 60 script can get you a random 3-star legendary armor piece, and 100 script can get you a random 3-star legendary melee or ranged weapon. And I think this is totally worth it because there's tons of legendaries that you're going to be getting that you're just going to want to get rid of, and this is definitely something to take advantage of in the game because you might get something that you really want from one of these random legendaries that you get from the Purveyor. But yeah, that is how the Purveyor works. At the moment, the Purveyor is located right over here, but when the Wastelanders DLC releases, the Purveyor will be located over here at the Rusty Pick. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I guess that's about finally wrapping up this video. This took absolutely forever to make, but hopefully this is something that helps new and veteran players out in some kind of way. By the way, if you found this enjoyable, it'd be greatly appreciated if you could take a little bit of your time and leave a like. The support helps get the video more passed around the community so more players can learn about these essential tips in Fallout 76. And hey, maybe if you're new around here, consider subscribing for my channel for more Fallout 76 content. I've dedicated my channel to purely uploading content over this game, so stay tuned for plenty more. As always though, all of that is totally up to you. Just leaving a friendly reminder here at the end. But yeah, I'm out of here though, everybody. Thanks for taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, remember to try to stay safe out there. Peace.